We signed up for the UltraFest 100-mile race. This would be Kelly's first attempt at the 100-mile distance. So coming into UltraFest, she really didn't know what to expect. Kelly previously completed a 50-mile race in May of 2025. The weeks leading up to the race weren't ideal. Mileage was low and nerves were high. Even with the shortcomings going into UltraFest, we were showing up to do our best.
So, somehow, here we are. You persuaded me to run my first 100 miles.
I met Kelly at a 50-mile race that she entered, and I was supposed to race that event, and I tore my calf. I ended up filming the 50-mile race. That's where I met Kelly. I thought she was very attractive, and I was, I don't know, I just was interested.
So he gets me to run 100 miles.
I talked to her a little bit, you know, as just a part of the video crew for the event. Just a quick little interview. They had like an out and back at the 50K point, so she changed her socks. And I got a quick word with her just about how she was doing, but she just never left my mind. Then I went to race Yeti 100 in Washington State, and for some reason Kelly followed me on Instagram, weirdo, and commented on my race.
I thought it was so cool that you were running 100 miles. That blew my mind.
Yeah.
Because that Freedom 50 was my first 50-mile race ever. Most miles I've ever done.
Yeah, and kind of without too much training at the time, right? Kelly has always been athletic and has done a lot of racing, but just wasn't racing a lot at that time. I told her about some really cool local trails because she was new to the area. I thought she was flirting with me. She said, "When are you gonna take me?" Like, of course she's flirting with me, right? I don't know. But that's how I took it. So I was like, yeah, next weekend, of course, we're gonna go. And it was a 45-mile mountain loop, pretty nasty. She did really good. Crazy water crossings, you know, like 10,000 feet of gain, and it was pretty gnarly. And she did really good. She was a little beat up afterwards, but she did good. And I was like, you know what? Like you could totally do the ultra thing. I just totally fell for her on that event, and we were like inseparable since. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then the same race organization that did the 50-miler that she ran did a 24-hour event. It was a 5K on the hour every hour for 24 hours. And I told her about it, and she signed up. And so that was just another opportunity for me to talk to her. And at that point, during that event, I think we became official. But that event ended up being about 76 miles total. And Kelly did really good. And then I said, hey, UltraFest is coming up. You should do it. Let's do it together.
I said, that's outrageous. 100 miles? That's crazy. That's insane. I've never trained for that in my life. So I said, okay.
And we started training together a little bit. I don't think we ever had like a proper week. I was coming off injuries, like just poor excuses, but just like life. I think our weekly mileage was about 40 on average, which is technically low. We had some like hard days. We had some tough trail days, some like mountain 50K plus days, which are hard on the body. It's good mileage and time on feet, but mileage wise, we were definitely low. We had some small issues going into UltraFest. We had a crew dialed in. We found out they were sick, like, what was it, the day before?
Yeah.
The day before the race, the crew's sick, they're not gonna make it. And so we like had to change our plans. We ended up having to do drop bags instead of have a crew.
Luckily, Tommy flew in from California, and she said she was gonna crew me the whole way. So she helped crew both of us and fill up our bottles and was at every aid station that she could possibly be at and making sure everything was okay.
Yeah, Tommy was amazing. And we prepped to do drop bags, so every aid station had a drop bag with with pre-made bottles in it. And that made it really easy for Tommy. She went to the aid station, she grabbed our drop bag. All of our bottles had our mileage labeled, so whatever turn we were coming into the aid station for, she would grab that bottle, the corresponding mileage bottle, and just put it into one of our running bottles, and it was perfect. She did amazing, very last minute. This was Kelly's first 100, and also, I have never been a flat ground runner. This was like, I'm just now getting into that. I've always been a mountain runner, and I've done things like the Wonderland and 100-mile distances like that. And so the flat ground 100 is very different. It's harder in a different way. Like it's less taxing on the body, but it's the constant pounding of the exact same muscle group for 100 miles. So it is different. Some people consider it harder, I don't know. It's just different. I think everybody's different. So it's, what time is it?
It's like 10:30.
It's 10:30. We should be asleep. Instead, we're making bracelets. Eating frozen burritos.
And bananas.
And we're gonna go to bed and get up at 3:20. We started off pretty slow, I think, you know, and we weren't really sure what to expect. So we just kind of ran together for about 50 miles.
"10 miles in, I'm feeling great. Woo! 20 miles in.
20 miles?
20 miles in.
All right.
Woohoo!
How are we?
1/5 of the way done?
Good.
Yeah? All right. We're feeling good. We're feeling good.
Sure. Yep.
All right, let's go. Apparently there's a creek back here, and it's called the Roaring Creek. Roar. Get it to 40 miles. Run walk method it is right now.
Turnaround point. Then we go all the way back to Hayek, then back to the start.
Halfway, baby.
So at 50 miles, Jess Mullen, who is a very well-established 100-mile runner, she's done over 100-mile races now, and we hit the 50-mile mark, and there she was. And she was, I don't know, under a minute away.
She looked pretty strong.
Yeah, Jess looks strong, and she's a strong runner with a lot of experience.
I was in second place at that time. There was one girl in front of me, and I had been holding second place for the first 50 miles.
Pretty much the beginning. Once we got through like the crowd, you pretty much were in second the whole time.
So then seeing her at 50 miles, almost on my tail, I kind of got nervous and started running a little bit faster.
So we had a short conversation, you know, like, hey, Kelly, you're in second. You should do your best to hold second. We're here to do our best. And if you can take off, you should take off. And I also said, you know, strategically, maybe it doesn't make sense, but Kelly doesn't really know how she's going to react at such a long distance. She had already hit her highest mileage ever. We were at the 50-mile point. And she had something in her to take off, so she did. And strategically, at that early in the race, maybe it doesn't make a ton of sense, but it does if you're not going to blow up later. So, and Kelly always tells me that she wants to blow up. She wants to see what it's like. She wants to get to that point where she actually blows up. Like, what is her limit? So she took off. And so I texted Tommy, because I had a little bit of service. I said, hey, Kelly took off. Second place is right on us. Just so you know, if we get too separated, I want you to crew Kelly, don't worry about me. So she's like, cool. You know, I'll just deal with the drop bags and be fine. I thought in my head, you know, if I stick to my strategy, which I get to a certain point and then I will run a mile and then I will walk a minute. Once that blows up, then I will walk a minute and run half a mile, and then it will just kind of degrade over time. right? But strategically that seems to work. And then later on, the people that push blow up, like maybe Kelly, and then I eventually catch them. That's typically how it works. And I thought, okay, if Kelly's gonna take off, I'll probably catch her at some point, but I wasn't sure. Then Jess passed me for a moment. And then I realized that I had a guy on my tail at an aid station, and I thought, you know what, I think I have more in me. And then I just took off. I didn't let him pass me. I ran for several miles past Jess and her pacer. And then I started looking at my location and I could see Kelly getting closer and closer and closer. And I was like, I think I'm gonna catch her eventually. It took me 26 miles, I think. I think I caught you at like 76.
Something like that.
It was deep in the race.
During that time, I just tried to keep going as much as possible. I tried not to walk as much as possible, just a slow jog if I needed to. You texted me when Jess passed you, and that kind of made me even more nervous.
Yeah.
So I kind of stepped on the gas a little bit longer, which was pretty cool because I don't think I would have if you didn't, text me or if.
Yeah.
And I was just going in and out of the aid stations as fast as possible.
Yeah.
Tommy was amazing. She already had bottles ready. You just come in, put them in and take off.
Definitely. I think at one time I came in, Tommy had told me that Kelly had left like 2 minutes prior and that I was gonna catch her. And I was like, okay, cool. And then there was a unmanned water only station, and there was a course volunteer there. And I had asked him, I was like, hey, how far ahead? And he was like 20 seconds. And I was like, all right, good. Because I really wanted to be with her. I missed her. Like it was late. I was beat up. We're late in the race. And I just wanted, I wanted her. Because we didn't have a pacer, which is fine, but we did have each other. And I thought it was cool to run apart for a little bit. I was able to do my strategy. Kelly was able to push herself and see what was gonna happen. And then ultimately we caught back up to each other. And this was at like mile 76. Then
I knew that you'd catch up to me at some point.
strategically together, I feel like you can kind of push each other a little bit more, especially once you're at that point, like when you're like broken and blown up. We hit 82 miles together.
We made it at 80 miles. 20 more to go.
We looked up, because you kind of come downhill into Hyak, the name of that aid station, and there was Jess and her pacer. And remember that?
Yeah.
And we were like, all right. And I looked at Tommy and I was like, you know what? Whatever happens in the next 18 miles, if Jess has any chance, she's going to absolutely have to earn it. Because I knew Kelly was going to fight. And Kelly has this thing where she can be totally beat up and she can find something in her. I've seen it a lot. And it just comes out. And all of a sudden, she just is crazy. And there's always something left. So we tore out of mile 82.
I was in and out as fast as possible.
As fast as possible, flew up the hill. Jess is coming in.
I told her you got it and keep going, and seeing her also just made me want to push even more and to keep trying.
Yeah.
And try to get a little bit more of a gap on her. I didn't know what she had at the end, and I didn't know what I had at the end running my first 100, and at that point I knew I had something left, but I wasn't sure what, and I knew I just needed to keep pushing, so I just needed to finish.
So we ran together for a little bit, then Kelly took off. I think we both ran for a couple miles without stopping, which was pretty good at that point of the race. Sometimes that's hard to do. Sometimes you're pretty beat up and it's just hard to run. But I think seeing her so close kind of rejuvenated us a little bit. Kelly was ahead of me for a little bit, but then we ended up back together pretty quick after that. And then it was really weird. During that section, the last 18 miles, there were so many people on the course. There were so many volunteers. You're kind of delirious, and like all these lights, and every light is Jess, of course, right? Like in our head, like there she is, and then it would go by and it'd be a side-by-side, or it'd be a quad, and there was like one guy who literally looked like he was levitating, and I was like, that's Jess, she's doing a 5-minute mile. Like,
It's going so fast.
but it's just this fresh dude who's just running on the course, probably because the race is going on and he's just checking it out, and he just comes flying. You remember that? Just literally like a 5:30. I'm like, it's moving too fast. It can't be Jess. Like, it just looked like an orbiting like machine, just like a vessel, like a train. And then it was gone. And towards the very end, we saw a headlamp in the far distance, and we knew we only had like a mile left.
That was a hard mile.
That was a tough mile. That was a tough mile. We finished that, crossed the finish line.
Across the finish line, me holding second, me running my first 100. Tommy and Dan are there at the finish line, so excited that we finished. We had a pretty good finish coming in.
Yeah, it was good.
Yeah.
We were able to take off a little bit. I know what it's like to cross the finish line of a 100-mile race. Who was it? Right there? Yeah. Oh, you got one too. We waited a little bit. We kind of hung out in the parking area, and then Jess did finish. I think she finished about 30 minutes after us. And I actually think that was her 100th 100-mile race, so that's really cool.
It's pretty awesome.
Yeah, she's awesome. And she's a race director for one of the race organizations.
I just want to say for her, whatever game we were playing, going back and forth, seeing her and seeing how strong she was, knowing that was her 100th 100-mile race, is just so inspiring. And seeing her so strong, I just wanted to stay in front. But knowing that she was right behind me for most of the race just kept me pushing. And I don't think I would have pushed myself that hard if she wasn't that close behind me.
Yeah, you didn't want to lose. You told me, like, you held second this long, there's no way that you're gonna lose it. So I know you, you're a fighter.
Push me.
Yeah, of course. So it's been a little bit after the race. We have recovered relatively okay. And the Willapa 100 is a local race that I really like. It's on a trail that I train on all the time. I really wanted to do it. I really wanted Kelly to do it. So
we're going to sign up for another 100-mile race. I just think it's super amazing that you got me to run 100 miles and you supported me through the whole entire race.
yeah, I know that we're just getting started. 200 plus miles, like that's what's next. Let's do that now. I'm excited.
Excited for the future.
And I got the girl. I'm gonna put that in there. Bam! Van content now, drone.